Hi, I'm Maggie Lukowski from Maggie Moon Tarot, and here are the vibes for the week. This week, things are a bit calmer in the heavens, as we have just come off a full moon in Aries and the lunar eclipse. We're in a waning period of the moon, and Mercury retrogrades into a 4-week cycle into Libra. So it's a bit of rebalancing and finding ways to play fair. And later in the week, on Friday, Mercury pairs with Venus, so it benefits those who love to write and express themselves in any form of communication. This is the day to go for it if you have a proposal or a case to be won. And for the reading this week, I'm using the Gaian Tarot, one of my favorite decks by Joanna Powell Colbert. When Joanna first published her deck, her offering was a deck of the Major Arcana, and later she published the entire deck. And many people ask, can you read just with the majors? And I'm here to tell you, yes, you can. Majors are archetypes, and usually in readings, we pay special attention when these cards appear. But they can also be used to highlight the energies we need to look at daily or for our week. So, for the beginning of the week, the Justice card came out. And in tarot, the Justice card corresponds to the sign of Libra. It's interesting because the Sun is in Libra and Mercury is in his retrograde and a 4-week cycle in Libra. So this card's energy can be reflecting justice and balance in our life. It's about our karmic balance. In this picture, the man's eyes are filled with compassion. His right hand holds a flaming heart and left hand holds a feather. And both must be balanced. Joanna includes a story in the companion book, the Egyptian mythology. The heart of a person who has recently died is weighed against the feather of the goddess Nut. She's the goddess of justice. The soul is invited into paradise if the scales balance, and if not, the soul is devoured by a demon. It's all about the choices we make and our consequences, the laws of cause and effect. We may always be the giver in relationships or situations, which we think is a good thing or an admirable quality, but the karmic scales are out of balance when this happens. So we might think of ways to learn to receive and allow others the lesson of giving. This may be one of our soul's lessons here on the planet. And in this card, there's pictures of wildlife, plants, and endangered species. So it's about how we are all connected on this planet and how our actions affect each other. So in the beginning of the week, we may reflect on how balance is working in our lives and with others where the scales may be tipped. And for the card or the energy midweek, the tree came out. And traditionally, this is a hanged man in the tarot. We saw this same card last week in the Alice Tarot. So this energy is something to pay attention to. This card comes right after Justice and Tarot. Its theme is about letting go. A good one for a retrograde. It's autumn, and in this card, the leaves are gracefully falling from the tree, as our Yogini is poised in the tree posture. Even the chickadee is feeding upside down. The tree can also represent the tree of life, that which connects heavens to the earth, its roots to the underground. And sometimes our world feels like it's in a flux or upheaval. And rather than becoming frustrated, angry, or forcing things, we can find comfort in positive practices that calm our mind and our body. And yoga is just one example. By committing to these practices every day, we are able to experience a new way of looking at things, through the eyes of clarity and compassion. So we can take a look midweek to find ways to bring serenity to our topsy-turvy world. What can we change? What can we do? Or what do we need to let go of? And ask for the wisdom to know the difference. What practices can we bring about to bring us peace and calm? And our hands are in the namaste position that honors the divine in you and in me. And at the end of the week, the Strength card came out. Key card 8 in the Tarot. We are in an 8 month in numerology because we take the world year, which is a 7, and add it to the month, a 10, and then reduce to a single digit, the 8. And with Libra, Venus, and Scorpio in the picture, this month it's about passion and balance in relationships. It's also about taking care of our health and looking at changes that make us stronger. I am an 8 life path, so in numerology, so this is my card. And the lady in this card has her arms wrapped around the lion. It suggests courage, quiet strength, and not being afraid to let our wild and passionate part of us come out. The infinity symbol above her head, it suggests an exchange of energy from our right and left sides of our brain. There's an exercise that can be done to stimulate both sides of the brain and have them start talking and working together. Just imagine the infinity symbol. You can do this with your eyes open or closed. And trace it with your mind's eye for a few minutes. It will bring balance and get both sides of our brain working together, the creative and logical. We might be facing something this week that we fear. And when our body and mind are in balance, we find the strength and confidence we might not have realized we possess. It can also be about our connection with the animal kingdom and how we support each other. And recognizing the gifts of the animals because they are also in our soul families. And what lessons are we here to learn from each other? It may be about acknowledging our passion and creativity, charisma, and luxuriating in our wild side. And the feng shui magic for this week is to balance the energy of the yin and the yang. We're beginning to experience less daylight, and the yin energy is more prominent. To balance this, we can turn on the lights in our homes, which helps brighten our moods and can help combat depression. We can also brighten the outside of our homes with flowers. We can plant mums and pansies to add growth and color. And we can find ways to continue with movement and exercise inside if we have inclement weather outside. And put on our headset and rock out to some music. And we can choose to wear or carry a crystal that lifts our moods. And I love to rub essential oil on the inside of my wrists or behind my neck to change my mood. And from our radio show last week, our guest, Mimi Clark, mentioned that the bottom of our foot is a great place to rub essential oil, too. And as with any oil, read the instructions, and it's best to test or try a small area to see if you have any reactions. And they can also be diluted. So, that, my friends, are the vibes for the week. And if you've enjoyed this video, I invite you to click on the like and subscribe button. And in the About section of the video, I have a transcript of the reading and a link to the Gaian Tarot and Joanna Powell Colbert's beautiful Gaian Soul community, a sanctuary for mystics to gather, and a link to my website, MaggieMoonTarot.com. If you'd like to contact me or schedule a reading, and a link to personal empowerment on a Teen Magazine Radio, where our guest last week was Mimi Clark. So until we meet again next week, believe in miracles, laugh often, love much, create your own happiness, be kind, support each other. Namaste.